Hi, my name's Dart and welcome to my Just Visiting series, and today we're in the Elite Town Hall 8 War Clan, Lethal 8. But before I get into Lethal 8, I should quickly show you this base, because I don't think you guys will have seen this before. This is my Town Hall 8 Mini. Now, I've been working on this account for a little while I was leveling up my heroes over on my main, and for those eagle-eyed among you, you'll have already noticed it is a weighted war account. So basically I've skipped some defences in order to make my base more efficient in wars. So I've left out 2 mortars, because mortars suck in wars. I've left out 2 cannons as well, which was a bit of a difficult decision. But the reason for it is because the dominant attacks of Town Hall 8 are hogs or dragons, and cannons aren't the most effective against hogs because they don't have the range, and obviously they can't touch dragons. I've also skipped 1 archer tower, which I may change my mind on later, but basically what it means is this account is usually the lowest Town Hall 8 in the war. So I bring in Town Hall 7 opposite me, someone else in the clan can attack that and get 3 stars off that, and then I can go right up the top and I can hit the top Town Hall 8s because the base has maxed offense, well, almost maxed. I've currently got the wizards in the lab at the moment, and as soon as they're done, I'm going to put golems in, and then we're finished. The account will not go any higher, it will stay at Town Hall 8, and I'm going to make videos for you guys. So, with that said, this is Lethal 8. Now, Lethal 8 are the first Town Hall 8 clan I'm visiting, basically because they're one of the best, and if you have a look at their warlock here, they have 101 wins, just 1 loss and 1 draw. If we look down the roster, most of these guys have other accounts. So for a lot of them, these are their mini accounts, which is why they're so proficient at war and why they work so well as a team. It's an organised group. The co-leaders in this clan do more work than I've seen in most other clans. So they're very, very efficient. You can see from the percentages that they have here that they just tear through most clans. Part of that, of course, is because there's fewer elite Town Hall 8 clans than there are, say, at Town Hall 9 or Town Hall 10. Because most people, when they get very good, they want to move up to Town Hall 9 and go find one of those clans. So it's a market with only a few sort of sharks in. And the war I'm going to bring you, bizarrely enough, is between 2 of those. So Lethal 8 hunted a clan actually called Elite War. Now Elite War were actually on my list for this video. They were going to be one of the clans that I was thinking of featuring in my very first Just Visiting. However, I got into Lethal 8 first. They accepted my request before I managed to reach Elite War. So when I got here, they said they were going to hunt Elite War, and I thought, well, what better place to start for the series off than a war between these 2 great clans. So here you can see average destruction was good. They both had a ton of 3 stars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you 4 attacks from the Lethal 8 guys, and also a couple of attacks from the Elite War crew, because some of their attacks were too good to skip. So, we're going to start off with an attack by one of the co-leaders, a guy called Reese. Now, both clans actually have a few Town Hall 8.5s, so they have the Black, Town Hall 9 Town Hall, but they have almost all Town Hall 8 defences. However, they've upgraded their offense to make themselves more potent in war. So it's sort of like my account is, but it's on the Town Hall 9 version. So what Reese is going to do is a GoLaLoon, and I think I'm right in saying this was his first ever GoLaLoon. He told me he watched my GoLaLoon guide. Shameless plug. It's out there. It's on my YouTube. If you want to do GoLaLoon like this, then go watch it. So this was his first one in war, I think, and you can see he's using the 2 golems, so it's a shattered GoLaLoon. And the objective here is to get into that air defense by the Queen and kill the air defense and the Queen. Now this defender, the crew, he's set up those Teslas, which are a bit of a nuisance, to be honest. It's a good defense. However, the poison spell goes down on the CC, and they stand right on the Teslas, and then the wizards come in and they just destroy everything. So good planning on Reese's part. His queen goes in, the enemy queen is already down, and so that means it's time for the hounds. So the hounds come in, and then he drops the balloons, as you can see, in pairs behind them. The hounds, of course, are designed to take most of the flak. They soak up a lot of those bombs. One goes down, he drops in the first rage, which is well placed, because that's going to carry those balloons into that air defense, and then in comes the CC hound and the rest of the balloons. Again, the hound does all the tanking of the bombs. And those of you who are regulars to my channel will know I like quick attacks. Quick means efficient in Clash of Clans, and this attack was sub 2 minutes, so that's a pretty good benchmark. So great attack, Reese. Hopefully we'll see lots more GoLaLoons from him, and for all you Town Hall 8.5s out there, go get those lava hounds. So the next attack we're going to watch is by a guy who's done a similar thing to me actually. He's kept his base deliberately low, which allows him to jump up on that war map. So here we go. You can see he's the number 31 on the map, but he is attacking the number 20 base. And it's a good design actually. This was one of the better designs that Elite War had. To be honest, I think that was probably the difference between the two clans in the end. Lethal 8 had a lot of anti 3-star bases, whereas Elite War they only had a couple. So here he's opened up the wall. It's a 2 golem GoHo attack. The 2 golem version is my favourite. He doesn't lure here, which is unusual at Town Hall 8. The reason for that is because he's got that rage spell, and all those wizards are going to tear apart that enemy CC. So they go down, and then in go the hogs. And this is going to be a surgical hog deployment, and surgical hogs at Town Hall 8 are frankly unfair, because there just aren't enough defences to be able to cope with spreading them out like this and making them all fire at once. It's a brilliant attack. I'm going to make a surgical hog Town Hall 8 tutorial in a minute, so by the time you watch this it may well already be up on the channel. So check that out if you want to see how to do these attacks. And as I say, that's a dominant attack right there. Great stuff. Really, really good attack. And that's the cleanup. Cleanup with Hogo attacks always looks the same. 1 heal left over. Brilliant stuff. Now the next attack we're going to watch will be by Pred. Again, he's on a second account, as you can tell from the 2.0. I'd like to see Pred 1.0 because this guy attacks really, really well. You'll notice though, again, this is sort of what I mean about the bases. This is a very weak design, and Pred's going to do a HoLo attack, which you don't get to see very much at Town Hall 9. It used to be a Town Hall 9 staple, but base designing has sort of evolved past it. But you can still use it at Town Hall 8. Now quickly, if we watch this, this is how to take out a CC dragon at Town Hall 8. Dragons, for some reason best known to themselves, are obsessed with barbarians. So you can drop the wizards behind him and just keep on distracting him with barbarians, exactly like that. So in go the hogs. He uses a 2-finger drop here. Those of you who follow my channel know I loathe 2-finger drops. I hate them. But at least he does split the hogs when they go into the base. So they do separate briefly into sort of 3 packs. The problem, by the way, with 2-finger drops is because you can see here he's got about 20 hogs all marauding around. Most of them just don't get to do anything. It also makes them highly susceptible to things like spring traps and giant bombs. But the point was to get them all into the core so we could get rid of those air defences and then release these balloons. As I said, like an old school HoLo. Makes me happy seeing stuff like that. So really good attack. Again, a nice quick one. And he has the luxury of using his king as cleanup. Very good. Really, really good attack. The strength and depth through Lethal 8 is very strong. As I say, if you're looking for a Town Hall 8 war clan, I can't recommend many better, to be honest. Now, before we watch the last Lethal 8 attack, I'm going to go over to Elite War because there's a couple of their attacks I would really like to show you guys. The first one was it's on quite a strong base actually. No, not that one. Where are we? Here we go. It's by a guy called a Hog Rider, who's one of their co-leaders, and it's sort of a deceptive base. I think it had defended once already. The double jump bombs are tricky to spot. So he goes in for the lure, pulls them out. Unfortunately, the clan castle doesn't have a dragon in it, so he's just able to use a poison spell to get rid of it. And there you go. So that's pretty well planned. He used exactly the right amount of hogs just to get those 2 giant bombs, and then waits for a second while he takes out those loons. They go down, and then you'll notice there's no golem. So this is just a mass hog attack. Now that takes some guts. So there we go. He gets into the core, and at that point it's basically game over. He brings in the CC hogs at the end. Frankly, doesn't really need them. And that last heal. So yeah, he won the day right at the start with the lure and removing those bombs. So that's the kind of thinking you need to do within your analysis. Make sure you're planning in that kind of way, and you'll get 3 stars very, very regularly at Town Hall 8. Now, I know this video has been hog heavy. The reason for that, of course, is because hogs are the best war option at Town Hall 8. However, as I said at the start, there is one other option, and those are dragons. Now, I don't like dragons because you can't really control them. You kind of tend to just spam them and cross your fingers. But this guy, battery's running low. This guy happens to be the leader of Elite War. So he is right at the bottom of the war map. You can see he's number 35. Basically, he's a Town Hall 7. And that's why I like this raid, because he's using level 2 dragons. But it's how he uses them. Them and, of course, the rage spells he's going to drop. So, in go all the dragons. It's a GoLaLoon attack, so he's got 2 sets of balloons. So there are the first ones, and then there are the second. So he rages all of his balloons at once, which is good. Gets into that first air defense, that one goes down. Then gets the balloons over to the second air defense, that one goes down quickly. And then the dragons do him a favour, they head up and they take out that last air defense. So bear in mind, this is a Town Hall 7 taking out a pretty much defensively maxed Town Hall 8. So it's not quite there, but it's not far off. That's a really impressive raid. Very, very good stuff. Although, of course, you'd want that from your leader if you're an elite Town Hall 8 war clan. As I say, Elite War are another very good clan. If you're looking for a Town Hall 8 clan, then you can't really go wrong with either of these two, to be honest. And then the cleanup is just dragons breathing fire. We've all seen that before. Now the last attack is going to be by Invasion. Invasion was the person who initially invited me over to Lethal 8, and Invasion's a great attacker. This is actually on a Hog Rider, the guy we saw do the first attack. Invasion, I think I'm right in saying, I was told by the guys, is one of the female members of Lethal 8, and showing it girls are doing it for themselves, because this is a brilliant attack, and actually was one of 2 brilliant attacks that she did. She got 6 stars in the war, and absolutely obliterates this base. So in go the golems, 2 golem, GoHo again. And here you can see the wall breakers are just to open up that core to get in, so that her golems can take out those giant bombs. So the quick poison for the loon, that goes down fast, and then in come the hogs. Again, a surgical deployment. Works around about half the base with the hogs. Really, really good. The king's doing work in the core. Drops down the hill. There goes the third and final giant bomb. And just a ton of hogs. Loads left over. So she gets to the end of the raid, and you'll notice that there's a heal left over. And while this was happening in real time, we were all watching in clan thinking, when's the heal going to go down? Where's the swag heal going to be? And then you see it and you think, oh, well, maybe we're not going to get one after all. And then not one to let us down. Right at the end, just for the coup de grace, Invasion goes and drops it. Great, really, really good. Fitting way to end a high quality war, and a lot of respect to both war clans. So, if you're looking for a new Town Hall 8 war clan, then really, as I say, look up either one. But huge props to Lethal 8, great war, well won, guys, and I hope to see you guys back on my channel again in the future. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know. If you have any questions or comments on Town Hall 8, then drop those below. If you have a Town Hall 8 War clan you'd like me to come and visit, then again, leave that with the clan tag in the comments. And until the next time, guys, happy clashing.